Probably clean up my hair. I should probably do this. I should probably do that. I don't know. Am I on? Hey, everybody. It's Conscious Medium Brandon Ross. I'm hoping everything is right here. Stop it. How about one of these? Make sure we get this out there. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good time. I want you to go to my website, sign up for my email list. I've got some really cool announcements coming. Really cool. If you like the way I talk about astrology and tarot and all that other good stuff, you're going to love the new series of classes that I'm going to be teaching. And by the way, it's kind of a rolling thing. You kind of like step in, then it works for a few months. Then you're like, I'm busy. I can't do it as much. And you step out of it and you don't get charged for it. It's kind of a cool thing, quite frankly. Don't tell the others, but I figured out what people actually want. What to do, how to do it. Please let me know that you guys are out there. You guys can hear me. My sound is good, all that other good stuff. Yeah, no, not that I'm worried about stuff, but I'm worried about stuff. Hey, Judy, how are you? Andy, how are you? Hey, mwah. There you go, everybody. Magical mermaid. Look at you go. I want to thank everybody, first and foremost, everybody down in the great state of Florida seemed to show up at my booth this past weekend. Thank you so much. I ran out of books. I ran out of voice. And quite frankly, I needed a couple of days to myself. So I can hear you. Excellent. There you go. I'm a little loud. Am I a little too loud? I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Hey, Lady Ann, how are you? And by the way, I think it's really cool. I want to welcome the people over there on Facebook land that I'm on More Than a Medium Media right now. I'm also, I still have my other page, which of course is Medium T. Brandon Russ, all that other good stuff. Hola, ¿cómo está? Jen, how you doing? No. I'll keep the volume where it is then. So, a lot of really kind of cool stuff. And I'm really introducing a thing called Merkaba Learning, which is an opportunity for everybody, no matter what level you're at, to really kind of tap into the knowledge base that you might need. One of the things that I really, really missed when I was developing about 15 years ago, and I had some good teachers, but none of them really kind of spoke my language. Let's just put it that way. And my language was something that I needed to really kind of like pick apart, right? Corey, how you been, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And I kind of saw it long and hard. And by the way, raise your hand if you've taken so many classes you can't even think about it off the top of your head. You've had a bunch of different teachers and you were pulling in information from one place, from another, and then, next thing you know, you're like, oh yeah, past life regression. I took one of those. Oh my gosh, chakra balancing. Oh yeah, I did one of those. Oh my gosh, I sat in the woods for 3 days. I don't know what the hell that was about, right? And then you're like, I didn't drink the Kool-Aid, but here we are. What's interesting is that everybody actually tends to have that similar type of experience, right? You take intuitive development, you take psychic development. And by the way, nobody's got a thing for it, right? Everybody's got their own kind of take on it. Merkaba Learning is met with the idea that you get to the level that you're at, and when you're ready to you specialize or you do a deeper dive, right? I have a weekly call that's called the Weekly Bee. And it's basically an intuitive development learning lesson for you. By the way, in every single week, we talk about astrology. That's kind of fun, right? Astrology, right? Because that's part of the reason why you're here. Although, yes, Trish, and I owe you a text. It's been one of those days, been one of those weeks. Florida, you were nice to me, but New York, not so much. I get up here and everything smells like pumpkin spice. Anyways. So I'm not going to actually run a chart today. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. But I wanted to do some tarot work because what gives me an opportunity to talk about the Merkaba Learning idea. So in this weekly B call, we do talk about astrology, but I move it down to bite size, something that's really kind of center stage or something that could affect you in certain ways, right? And the reason why we break it down is because astrology is this huge thing and it takes years for you to kind of get, right? Ginormous stuff. And by the way, even I sometimes get confused in some of the videos where I'm just like, and then the Taurus does the Venus because of Uranus. And then you're just like, all right, what is he talking about? I'm like, I'm going to take a water break. And until I get a producer and some sponsors in here, and that's kind of what we're talking about. Oh, by the way, don't you worry. The sponsors are coming. Just got off the phone with one of them. That's why I'm a few minutes late. Thank you very much. Can't share anything yet. However, on the other side of that, doing this work kind of at an entry level piece of it, not even entry level, but even if you've been taking classes for years and you just want to be able to keep your head in the game, You're going to talk astrology every week. I'm going to give you an aspect. We're going to talk about it. Then we talk about a couple of tarot cards. Every single, I kind of like where you're going, Aries. And then we talk about a spirit animal every week. So we actually mix up the conversation. When we're talking astrology, we're talking about tools of divinity. We're talking about shamanism, kind of on the outskirts. Calm down, shamans. We're not going there totally. But if we're going to see signs from loved ones and so forth and so on, then fantastic. Oh, also, if you sign up for this, you're going to get invited to a free class that I'm having called Signs from Loved Ones. I'm going to do it live. You're going to have direct access to me. You're going to be a big, giant Zoom room with me, and you can pepper me with questions. And by the way, some of my mediumship class, because I have a mediumship class going on, I'm going to invite them because they're really good at answering questions too. That's how we develop. By the way, we're all on the same team. There's not actually competition. You may think there's competition, but that's when you've lost. You see how it works yet? Because we're all kind of helping one another out as we kind of move along here. The other key piece of this Merkaba learning is that we have specialty classes such as tarot. I'm developing another one for astrology after the new year. We're also, and by the way, that is going to be capped for limit. So if you're in earlier than later, then you can jump into it. And then, of course, my mediumship group, which is a nice tight-knit group. And I have one opening. So if you're really interested in doing mediumship work and developing, I'm going to want to hear and understand where it is that you want to go. I have to make sure I have a responsibility to the group to make sure that whoever I bring in is going to be good for the group. I also need to make sure that I energetically connect with you. So we're going to talk our astrology so that we can figure out if we can work together. All those things are pretty awesome, right? Hey, Joanne, how you doing? Tara, how are you? Love to see you guys. Francesca, I hope I'm saying that right. Francesca Faith. I don't know how you came up with that name, but fantastic. Thanks for coming over here on the Facebook side, Lady Ann, of course. I think talking all those classes confuses a person. Well, I'm going to make it simple. Go to my website right now, tbrandonross.com. Go ahead and type in your digits. And by the way, my old email list is about to go away. You know why? Because nobody opens them. I would rather have 100 people that are really interested in this than the 15,000 that I already have on that. I might have exaggerated it a little bit. I am a Pisces. However, on the flip side of that, you're going to get a video that kind of explains how this Merkaba learning works, right? It explains that every single week it's going to land in your inbox if you don't make the live class. And that's okay. By the way, about 2/3 of everybody don't make the live class. But what they do get in their inbox is a solid hour of content where we talk about astrology, we talk about tarot, we talk about the spirit animal, and then we have a topic every week. The other topic that we may talk about an archangel. We may talk about sacred geometry. We may talk about chakra alignment. We may talk about anything in the realm of spirituality. We may talk about Dr. Emoto. We may talk about, the Voyonic manuscript. We may talk about all sorts of things, the power of Stonehenge. We may talk about things that come together, right? That you need to pick up along the way. And by the way, let's be 2023 about this. Not everybody has all the time, all the time. What I have found, and by the way, I taught an intuitive development class. I taught it over 40 times. I developed it. I have incredible amount of content. I've written over 200 classes. I've spoken in front of colleges and universities, not the least of which Ivy League. And I've learned that people can't necessarily make this their life as they're entering it. Like nobody has the Jerry Maguire moment, holds up the goldfish and says, who's coming with me? And then takes all my classes. They just don't do it. I mean, I would like to. I mean, they're worth it, but that's kind of how it goes. But what they do, they do start to piecemeal it together and say, right now, this resonates with me. Right now, this resonates with me. Oh, by the way, not only do we have a tarot club, but we also are going to be introducing 2 other clubs. One of them is a crystal club. My good friend Sandy is working on it right now as we speak. Actually, she's probably sleeping and eating chicken wings, getting ready for the game, because that's what I'm doing after this. We're also going to have a writer's club. Oh, some of you are writing a book. I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a book and a YouTube channel, and I've traveled the world. I also own a publishing company. So why don't we speak to the point about developing writers so your voice can be heard? Guys, I know it looks like I'm a little lazy and like, well, geez, he hasn't posted anything in like 10 days. Like, what has to happen? Jimmy Buffett dies? Who has to die next? Warren Buffett? Like, what's going on? Why isn't he, doing that? And by the way, if Warren Buffett kicks it tomorrow, I get $20. Anyways, I hope you find my sense of humor a little bit. But I'm excited about this because it's not only something that I really kind of like, but it's also something that I'm excited about. And moving my platform in a lot of ways. I'm still going to be on YouTube. Don't worry. I'm still on Facebook. I'm going to be out there on Instagram. I have my daily, posts and, funny stories and that sort of thing. Those things aren't going away. But I have to tell you, the elephant in the room for anybody that has a YouTube channel is how easily it can be shut down. I'm not going to get into the politics and the crimes and all the other horse hockey that Russell Brand has got himself into. And well-deserved, whether it's deserved, well-deserved, whatever. The court of public opinion has decided already. And he was canceled, basically. He lost $1.5 million. And guess what? For me, oh, Andy, I'm going to get you together with our team for sure. The struggle that I have with that isn't that he did something wrong and we should wait for all the evidence. The idea is that his YouTube platform is mutually exclusive from what is going on in his personal life. Should he be held accountable? Holy shit, yes. Like, if you read half of it, even as a guy, I'm like, this guy just over the top. Listen, and every guy kind of has a moment where it's kind of like, I like you. And you're like, I like you. I'm pressing charges. You're like, what? That doesn't make sense. That's not the scenario. There was some clear-cut things based on the evidence, but I'm also not the jury, right? And by the way, if YouTube really had their act together, and I know I'm going to get flagged with this, they should really take a look at the idea that if the court of public opinion is really doing that, it has nothing to do with the money. People will stop watching. And when people stop, and the way that it works on the $0.50 that you make per video, which is about right, I just got my payout, and I got a coffee. To put all your eggs in that basket is insane. It's just insane as a business model, right? So go to my website, sign up for the stuff. I will tell you that they're apolitical. We don't talk about politics in class, although we did talk about the energy of 9/11. We talked about the fear stuff that went on, what our gut intuition is, and we actually had a safe place to talk about it. That was a fun class. We also do deep dives into the stuff that nobody really talks about when you're gifted. Guys, we're moving into a time where whatever gift you have, even if it's a modicum amount, it's going to become important. It's going to become important because it might be the new economy. It might be the thing that makes it, that allows you, that not only does it become like, hey, I have a gift so I can share it with someone, it might be a survival guide as well. And the things that hold us back, right? Oh my gosh, Andy, I'm going to get you connected. Andy, you and I have to talk about a bunch of things anyways, but I'll get you connected with Daryl and then we'll go from there. The part of it that people need to kind of like present and promote and act upon things is coming to a point where your intuition better be intact. I'm going to say that you better know that muscle, because intuitively when you were watching the news, and by the way, the news is a great primer, right? How many people don't watch the news? I guarantee half of you just raised your hand. Why don't you watch the news? Because one, you're like, I don't like bad news. Well, guess what? Their job isn't to report news. Their job is to sell ads, right? And then, even then, half of the stuff that they talk about, they put such a spin on it that it's only so much. And then all of a sudden, it's not the full gamut because you find out 7 or 8, 12 other things from 100 other sources. And by the way, I'm not saying that the news is bad. I'm just saying it's incomplete and it has a different job than, quote, the news, right? We're coming into a time where we have to pay attention to our intuition. And by the way, how do you do that? You do things like get really good at writing. Why? Because you use your left and your right brain and you get there. You know what? We work with crystals because we need to feel grounded. We also need to control the energies that are around us. We work with tarot because they are tools of divinity that help us be a catalyst to bring us into the next part of the conversation. Meditation, gonna be huge, guys. You don't meditate now. And by the way, I used to meditate. The used to meditators, kind of dust off the cobwebs, kids. Reason being is because our collective is actually becoming the consciousness. Our collective is actually becoming our decision making. We created our political environment. Good, bad, or indifferent, it happened. Oh, and by the way, I'm not pulling out one of those pages out of The Secret and saying, you are suffering from the things that you've decided. But I will go here. I will say that in a way we wanted change and we wished for a sunny day, but you can't be upset when it's 98 degrees. We kept saying for years we needed a change, and this is what it looked like. Ooh. Here we go. That's right, automatic writing. And by the way, I'm really excited about these other things that are going to come off of this intuitive development class. It is an entire marketable learning world. It is the type of thing that wherever you're at in your path, it's going to help you. Right? And it might not mask everything, which is okay, fine, but it's going to have the core values that I'm aware of, the core values that help me get to where it is that I am, and how I help the people around me. So we're going to lock and load. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Hey, Susan, how you been? Long time, no time. By the way, I'm going to be doing some readings tomorrow at about nooner. If you want to come on back, I'm going to be doing a little bit of astrology love chart. I'm going to be talking about kind of how some of the astrology stuff is. And by the way, we're going into Libra season, which is, what I'm going to talk about here. I'm going to go through the 12 signs. I love your comments. I love how you guys kind of jump in there. And by the way, I know that the Aries tune in early and they leave early too. No. I was in a little town called Weed, California, at the base of Mount Shasta, and I found this cutest, nicest little store down there. If you ever go there, it's a place called Soul Connections. There's another one called Ascensions. There is another one called the Crystal Cave. There's a lot of cool shops there. If you ever get the chance and you want to change the energy and actually breathe the freshest air you've ever breathed, go to Mount Shasta. It's not easy to get to on purpose. But the water that comes out of Mount Shasta flows down the Sacramento, and 14.5% of the country's agriculture comes out of that area. 15%. Mount Shasta. Peace out together, everybody. Tim, I miss you so much. So anyways, back to the greedy Aries that like tune into these things. They're like, I only got to watch like the first like 6-7 minutes. Well, guess what? I found this really cool deck of cards, which by the way, I used to have a deck similar to it. And I used to kind of do this. I'm going to actually pull out one card after another. And guess what? We're going to start with our good friend Libra. They were sitting right on top. That's where we're going to rock this. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Magic Mermaid, hey, how you doing? Oh, you're from Mount Rainier. Only about another 9 hours north because I did the math. There you go. Libra, it's Libra rising, Libra moon. We're going to switch over to the big cam over the head here. I don't know how to do this. What am I doing? Oh. That's kind of cool. Oh, look at me. I got stuff on the floor. Oh, those are guitar picks. I don't even know what the heck I got down there. Bottle caps. Anyways, here we go, everybody. Hello, Laura Lee. How you doing? We are going to start out with Libra. Oh, there you go. Now we're going to kind of rock it. There we go. And then we're going to do one of these. Hi, how you doing? How you guys like the centerpiece here, huh? And by the way, we're going to use 2 decks of cards. We're going to do what is known as the layout for the question, and then we're going to do the answer here. Is this good? Can you guys see this okay? I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. Now it says if I do this. Oh. It says if I do this. Oh, Shift and 7. That's no good. That's no good. Hey, Brandon, why don't you? Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. If I could reverse that, it would be a little better. Good Lord. All right, let's just be grateful that it's good. All right, guys, here we go. I've done a lot of pre-shuffling here. I've gone ahead and done this the way that we need to do it. I'm going to mix these guys up one more time. And again, we're going to talk about for Libra season. You're welcome, Libra. I know you've been sitting around moving your houses. I know you've been making big changes and working on your routine in the world around you. Astrology doesn't lie. Here we go. We're going to talk about we're going to talk about the mind, body, spirit as we go around here. 2 cards each, 2 cards on top. Here we go. Oh, you feel like you've been missing out. So Libra, if you feel like you've been a little too busy, in the mind, you're actually worried about, oh no, do I have too many things going on? Right? The body. How about a little tower action here? Oh no. Libra, You've been writing checks your body can't cash. Time to take a deep breath. Time to work a little bit more closer to the idea that you are human. Because you're fine, you're fun loving, you have a great time. By the way, in the spirit side of things, and by the way, we're going to be right side up with any of our Rider Waite here when we switch into the Leo Marchetti, which, by the way, he's got a new card deck out. I'll put it in the link by the time this all gets done. We're going to rock and roll this one. But look at these as the upright. In the spirit, you're like, I don't know, I'm battling some stuff. Maybe you're resisting. Maybe this stuff isn't the way it's going to go. By the way, we're going to top this right around the corner again. The FOMO card gets capped by the Chariot. And by the way, the Chariot shows up because it's typically fast moving. You feel like you're missing a ton of stuff, right? You feel like you're turning around and you're going, did I miss summer? Because that's kind of what this is. This is you turning around and saying, what's going on? What just happened here? Is that pumpkin spice? Yes, it is. It's everywhere. Oh, there we go. Love this combo platter. By the way, the Tower card gets capped by the Lovers card. It's all about your choices, or it's a really long weekend and you forgot to pack certain things. Listen, I just interpret everybody. You can't, PG-13, you tuned in, you're staying here. So the Tower card gets capped by the Lovers card, also known as a choice card. The Gemini card is also kind of sitting where your body, again, is kind of like, this is kind of more of a reminder. And by the way, when we do the answer call, I'm really interested with where Spirit kind of takes this, because when the Tower card gets met with another major arcana, it means that there's an overarching theme. This is about your choices and health. That's what this is, right? And of course, it's a long weekend when you forgot that. Anyway, so here we go. Into the spiritual side of it, this is a reminder to kind of go back to basics. To quit struggling. Quit getting into arguments about who's right or wrong. Go back and just stand in your gorgeous, beautiful self there, Libra. That's what you got to do, right? So we're gonna turn now to the Leo Marchetti's deck. And by the way, I am going to use a technique where I'm going to burn all the cards in the deck, so then we're not like shuffling, reshuffling, that sort of thing. And by the way, is there anything more boring than a tarot deck dealer sitting there going, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck, and this is what I did. I did my work. You're protected. They're divinely guided. This is how we work. God bless you. All right, let's talk about the mind here. Oh, the Six of Wands. So this is, all right, here we go. A little self-righteous there, Libra. A little bit kind of on your high horse. Leo energy comes in. You're like, yeah, I know I'm kind of the bum. I'm kind of the tits. You put yourself in a position of a higher pedestal, right? And by the way, I'm going to double down on each one of these because, the Nine of Cups. Again, this is you kind of like in your mind, you're like, I'm a good time. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I'm a good time. I might be alone. I might be single. I might be kind of like whatever's, right? So here's your answer here with your mind. You ready? Your mind is 100% connected to the idea of like, you're not really missing out on anything. You feel like you're missing out. You just have high standards and you're sticking to them. You have no delusions about yourself, sort of. But you find comfort with being able to tell yourself, hey, listen, I'm the bum. And if it's not okay, then I don't need you. Let's talk about this Tower Lovers card because the Hangman comes out. So maybe this is about changing your routine. Maybe this is, and by the way, I love the detail of these cards. I think this is going to be a featured deck in an upcoming Tarot Club class. So, the Hangman comes out for a new perspective. So maybe you haven't necessarily been doing anything wrong. Maybe you're getting bit by things that are like hereditary. Maybe you have some health issues like with the change of seasons. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe you have other challenges that are underlying and they're just popping up, that knee that you need to get replaced or that hair plug you need to, kind of work with. Yeah, true story. High standards. Know quite a few Libras. They don't mess around. A hole. And then we've got the Six of Cups. Just double checking here. The Six of Cups sitting here coming out, which is, okay. Wow. So what Spirit's really talking about here, I mean, really, truly talking about, is the idea that you got to go back to your inner child. You got to go back to what used to work, right? Maybe that isn't going out and drinking. Maybe that isn't going away on the weekend and forgetting your stuff. Maybe it's you saying, I can just do simple stuff and walk in the woods. I can watch a TV show. I can sit on the porch. I can watch a soccer game. There's a lot of things you can do and find the simple pleasures of it and not tax yourself that way. Now let's talk about where you're at on the spiritual path because, oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, well, hello, lover. The King of Pentacles comes out. I mean, could this be any more? Could this be any more Libra? Libra likes to. So Libra's as an air sign mentally. By the way, not a single sword. By the way, come on, are we ready for it? Not a single sword so far with the Libra. You know why? Because we're in Libra season. Libras are talking about you coming to them and just honoring the shit out of them. Sorry, that's just kind of how it goes, right? They want to kind of hear like, hey, I'm a good time. Hey, I want to pick your brain about something. That's what Libras love to see. Here on the spiritual side of it, the King of Coins is kind of like I kind of got my act together. In other words, any arguments or struggles you have, you're going to take the higher road. You're going to go the even higher road, pull all the emotion out of it, allow yourself to be 100% correct, and go ahead and reinvent yourself. This is a new paradigm. The Judgment card comes out. This is a 2.0 card, by the way. I talked about this actually in one of my classes this past week. The Judgment card is the 2.0 card. It's a 20. And a lot of times we think of judgment in the biblical sense, right? Revelation, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. 5 of you got that joke, thank you. But the Judgment card comes out when the change is ready to be implemented. We've all done stuff. By the way, I want you to think really hard about that one time that you did that thing where you didn't want anybody else to know. You changed your name, changed your clothes, you might have even dyed your hair. And guess what? You wanted to live under a rock until it passed over and hope that nobody would remember it. Maybe you had to move to the next town. Maybe you moved to the next county. Maybe you changed your last name and became a citizen of the world. I don't know your business and I don't care, but I'm not going to judge it. It changed you, right? We've all got something somewhere, somebody. On the other side of this, it could also be the subtle change of you saying, you know what? I can be a little more accepting. This actually tells the journey. And by the way, tarot tells the journey here, everybody. You know, you've got the idea of the struggle and then you know what? I'm just going to be pompous and arrogant about it. You know what? I'm going to take the emotion out of it and I'm going to reinvent myself. Just in the spiritual side of things, I got to hand it to you, Libra. You're doing the work. This is a workhorse round here, right? The Tower card comes out. By the way, thanks for taking it on the chin. All the 11 other signs just sat there and went, no, good, I won't get the Tower because that's how I do this. And by the way, whether it's right or wrong, I don't really care. It's right for me. It's right for me to be effective. I like to talk about the cards, right? I like to be able to say to people, oh my gosh, right? There you go, Andy. So it's reaffirmment that you're kind of in the right place, right? Things are going the way that you want it to go. Thank you, everybody. I was hysterical for a minute and a half and nobody noticed it. I know. We got it back. Thank you for the heads up. But this is, you know, we're in a position, if we can talk, we were talking about modern medicine, or I was talking about modern medicine. You were just kind of hanging out for the ride, and then somebody came along and edited me. So let's recognize that modern medicine actually has a lot of great things, right? When you break your arm, they kind of know how to put it back together, right? When you have a little bit of a headache, you can go to the cabinet, get an analgesic, and guess what? Feel better in a certain amount of time, right? The best part about modern medicine is that you can also recognize that sometimes you have the need for Eastern medicine. Let's be honest, consciousness is not ignoring Western medicine advances, right? It is doing what's right for you in Western medicine advances, right? It's also what's doing right for you to begin with. And by the way, Eastern medicine is about practice every day. Western medicine is about practice because you have no other choices. So take care of yourself, everybody. Raw vegetables are a thing. By the way, not only do I plan to get the chicken wings, I'm also going to get the carrots and the celery. Just to let you know, I'm on a health kick. Anyways, all right, so who's the winner for this one? Virgo. I don't know how this happened. You guys saw me shuffle. Virgos are coming out here. Virgo, it was just your season. I'm so sorry. This is in memorial for you. And we're going to dive right in with the mind, body, spirit. Of course, the mind. You are your own worst enemy, Virgos. We love you to death, but when the Ten of Swords comes out, these are all self-inflicted wounds, everybody. And you're like, how did the dude stab himself in the back 10 times? Have you met a Virgo? Anyways, so the 10 of Swords comes out here. You're in a position where mentally you beat yourself up. You're just coming out of your birthday time. You might be saying to yourself, why am I only this far and I'm this old? Why is it that I'm having these cyclical things and so forth and so on? Aha! By the way, Virgo, your sweet spot is when you do figure something out and then you move on. Well, let's take a look at the physical side of it. Let's take a look at the body. Oh, look at this. Here comes the sun. My regards, George Harrison. Oh, I love that card right there. You know why? Because physically you're good. Mentally, you're kind of still up here. But physically, you're riding it out, right? Things are starting to pay off. Things are beginning to really kind of go there, right? Spiritually, here we go. The Two of Cups comes in. This means that you've kind of had a new reckoning with how you want to do it, why you want to do it, and what you want to practice. So you have made nice with your creator and how you're built. So you're beginning to, so even though mentally you're just kind of like, I can't get out of my own way. Physically, you're like, yeah, I'll take that mountain. I'll go up there. Spiritually, right? Mind, body, spirit, you're diving into something where it's like, I get it now. I just get it now. I get it. All right, let's answer the call here to the Ten of Swords. The Knight of Wands comes out, which means that you're like, you're okay with doing something different. So boundaries are an accelerant. The boundary of pain that you've kind of been giving yourself mentally, you're ready to change your way of thinking. Can't wait to see the answer call on the McKetty here. Oh, but here we go. Because Virgo, listen, let's be honest. On a sunny day, and somebody says, hey, it's a really sunny day. It's a really nice day out. You walk outside and you point to the one cloud and you're like, yeah, but you see that cloud? Here you go. Here's your reading. Because here comes the Five of Pentacles. Well, the Sun and the Five of Pentacles together are like, you may be like super, hey, how you doing? But you're forgetting something along the way. Maybe this is an honest conversation with yourself. Maybe it's a behavior that you're doing that you're like, oh yeah, I can do this. But guess what? You might be depleting yourself. You might get the chicken wings, but are you also getting the carrots and the celery? That's kind of what we're talking about here. Don't miss out there. Make sure you're doing something complete here. And oh, there we go. Oh, large and in charge. Hey, Virgo, don't let anybody tell you I don't like you. I love you. Spiritually, you're ready to not only take the high road with the High Priestess, but not only have you done it, you're beginning to find purpose. Virgo, come on. The struggle's real, right? This earthly shit is like driving you crazy, right? You are the least earthly sign of all the earth signs. You are sitting there going like, I can just, and I'm worthy, I'm not worthy, I can't, when's the next bus off the planet? Here it is, sitting here in plain daylight. The Two of Cups, your creator. You're sitting there going, okay, here we go. All right, let's get into some Raketti cards. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, and by the way, these are good shuffles, right? So guess what? The King of Wands comes out here. You've got your mind set on somebody. Mentally, you're just like, you know what? Maybe I could go for some wands tonight. Maybe I can do that for a little while. Learn from the Libras. Make sure you pack correctly. So anyways, with the King of Wands, this is about you taking the responsibility. The Knight of Wands is something new. The King of Wands is a new standard for you, right? Well, let's talk about what's going over it. Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me. The King of Cups. You're trying to manifest your best love. A life you want to love. You're done with the pain. You're done with the pain, Virgo. You're done with the stupid pain. Kudos. Because you love to be the martyr every once in a while. How's my microphone doing? Everybody's talking. I jump into it. I got to get a new cable. Uh-oh, swords are showing up now. Welcome. The Four of Swords comes up. This is a timing thing. You know, the Four of Swords comes out. And by the way, these are beautiful cards. I really, really encourage this. I encourage you to take a look at these. And I wish I had the box. Darn it, it's way over there. They're the Grand Lux Tarot. So it's Leo Marchetti's newest one. You guys know that when I use one of his other decks, they're just cool looking. The Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is about timing. It is about, you may think that you're good to go, but you got to take a step back. So here we are with the health thing. Oh yeah, and the Ace of Coins comes out. Libra, I don't know how this, Virgo, I don't know how this reading can get any better for you. So even within the body part of it, you're like, hey, everything's good. And then the Five of Pentacles comes out like, I'm missing something out. And then the Four of Swords comes out like timing. And then you get an abundance card like this. You still got gas in the tank to drive that extra mile physically. So go ahead and do it. Maybe this is taking on a new challenge. Maybe this is something new, a new routine. You love routine, right? Libras, so much emphasis going on in their sixth house right now about their routines and their north node to south node and blah, 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 all that other stuff. Time to rock star your stuff there, Virgo. Oh, yeah, here we go. And then we've got the Two of Coins. Wow. Wow. If I did not, of course, Virgo. And then the Five of Swords comes out. So let me talk about this like as a spread. You've got the Two of Cups. You got the High Priestess. You pull out the Two of Coins. By the way, two soulmate cards sitting right here. The Leader. And then the Five of Swords comes out. The Five of Swords is actually staying in your lane. The Five of Swords in the Rider-Waite Tarot is where he's got his 3 swords and 2 swords he leaves behind. So what this is really saying on a spiritual level is you are finding what you enjoy. You are tapping into your divine presence. You are finding a routine and a love and a practicality about how you're going to approach things. And you are going to stay in your lane. You don't have to do 5 things. You have to do 3 things. Keep it simple, Virgo. Keep it simple. Whoa, I'm loving these readings. You know, I kind of like what I do. If I was looking for a reading, I'd come to me. Oh, fun fact. Ownership. Yes, absolutely. You got to own it, right? I'm right about a Virgo, you know. Thank you so much. Ducking out like an Aries. Be right back. Okay, fair enough. Yes, more into Eastern medicine. And listen, it's all about that. I don't know what the pinky wave is, but I freaking love hand pink waving. I don't know. I think you're saying hi, which is, it's a translation thing into here. Hey, Lori, yes, the sound cut out. Thanks, guys, for giving me a heads up. I'm proud of you, Virgo. Proud you guys are going in the right direction. All right, who are we going to pull out now here? What are we going to work with? Wow, I took up a lot of time. Am I going to get to everybody? Yes, I am. Sagittarius, here we go. Not going to waste too much more time. And by the way, if you want to connect with me, go to the website, tbrandonruss.com. Fill out the form right there at the bottom. Scroll right down to the bottom of the page, and it's all right there. Oh, would you look at this? Everybody's saying hi to me. Everybody's saying hi to me. Thank you so much. Wow, a lot of you are right there on the site right now. Yeah, everybody's okay. Ta-da. Perfect. Here we go. Sagittarius, here we go. Go to the website. Get yourself locked into it. Put in your information. I'm going to send you some classes. You're going to love it. All right, here we go. Mind. We're here at the Queen of Swords. Well, you're up in your head a little bit, right? Sagittarius, we know you like to overthink some things sometimes, but mentally, you're also taking the emotion out of it, which is a constant challenge for you. Body. 2 of Swords. This means you have to start kind of, you got to curtail it a little bit. Always up for the adventure, right, Sagittarius? But guess what? You have to start making some choices. And wow, three swords in a row. Oh, Sagittarius, how are you feeling about Libra season right now? Guess what? Libra season is kind of like, it's your precursor before your time, right? So this is a good time for reflection. These cards represent that. The 6 of Swords actually talks about the journey that you're on. And by the way, this was another one of those cards that we talked about in this week's class. The 6 of Swords has six swords right in the bottom of the boat. They're protecting its passengers. But as we all know, having 6 swords in the bottom of your boat, it's not sustainable. So it's not a long journey, but it's a tough one. It's a little dicey. It's important. All right, here we go. Mentally, what's going on? Oh, we got change. Yeah, this is new. I totally get this with the archetype of Sagittarius, by the way, right? You want to go out and see the world. You want to explore the world, right? It says it right here. So in your head, you are taking the emotion out of it, which is a change for you. Woo-hoo. All right, your body, mind, body. There we go. 6 of Wands coming out here. This is about getting back to a routine that's right for you. You're taking the higher ground here, Sagittarius. I really hope you adhere to it. I love these workhorse readings because they are workhorses, right? You've got one major arcana, you've got one core card, and then you have the 6 of Swords along with the 7 of Pentacles. You're all about the hard work on the spiritual journey. Like you're willing, you don't have to climb a mountain to meditate and sit under a lotus tree, right? Maybe this is starting to be the conversation where you say, you know what, I'm going to make it a little bit easier, right? All right, here we go. King of Cups comes out to talk to the Queen of Swords and the Death card. So not only are you changing, but you're changing for the better. You're doing it for your own mental health. Way to come together. And then the Star card comes out. Oh, heavy hitters are coming out now. What this tells me mentally is that you're not going to make decisions on emotions. You're going to elevate your emotions with the King of Cups. And then you're doing it for a higher good with the Star card. Boom. Boom, Sagittarius. You won the lottery with that one, just to let you know. Now, over here on the body part of it, here comes, oh, wow, tons of abundance. So as much as you're making choices, the outcome here on the choice, 10 of Pentacles. Doesn't get any better than that. And then the 5 of Wands. So here's my take on this. So you got the 2 of Wands, which is a decision. You got the 6 of Wands, which is the right way to go. You got the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance, like totally, right? And then you get the 5 of Wands. That is the caution of your very nature, Sagittarius. Get a plan, stick to a plan. Don't go all over the place because you may get going and then fall backwards, right? Woo-hoo. Kind of a thing. All right, now over here into the spirit side of it, Ace of Cups. Wow. Chicken dinner. There's going to be nothing left but towers and gumballs here at the end of it. And then you've got the Page of Wands. So this is talking about from a spiritual standpoint, the journey has been hard work, but it's going to pay off and new stuff is coming. Oh, Sagittarius, I love you. Love this. Love it. Love it. Wait, hold on a second. Do I love it? I love it. I love it. I should do a picture gallery of these readings afterwards. You know, wait till tomorrow. I have to kind of like sit there and think about it. All right, we're going to shuffle up and deal here. And again, you guys see me shuffle them up, right? Here, you guys ready? Ladies first. Ladies first. Oh, here come. Oh, you see me kind of like doing this on 2 angles there. Now you guys figured out the rest of the studio here. Aries showing up going, I thought I was first. No, Aries, we're doing things a little differently here. You know why? Because we live in the world of make-believe and we can make stuff up, but we come back to reality because we talk about good and cool things. Got it? Here we go. Hey, Aries, I want to be next. Guess what? Get out of your own head. You're trapped in your own head. And by the way, astrologically, when I get into the astrology of this, Aries has a very good horizon coming, but boy, are they struggling right now. If you're in Aries, that fixed energy, you actually really liked it when you know this whole South Node thing is like just ripping you up because you're like, what do you mean? Well, I don't know what to do with my hands. Here comes the Devil card, everybody. The Devil card is about being tied to something here in earthly values. So you're getting pulled down on this, holy Toledo. Aries, I'm so sorry. My apologies. The Wheel of Fortune comes out, which means that there are some things that are coming that are of destiny, that are of karmic value. And by the way, karma is not the retribution. Karma is the addition and the recognition of cycles and you doing things differently the next time. So if it was painful the first time, you learned it, and then you broke a karmatic cycle. I don't know if you can do it with this. Holy shit. Aries, you know what? You kind of deserve this. Don't get angry with me, Aries. But the 7 of Wands, spiritually, you're kind of like, I'm going to take the higher ground. I've got the higher ground, but it's still a battle. But at least this is your sweet spot here, spirituality. So This is helping you develop your spiritual self right now. King of Wands comes out. When the King of Wands and the Devil comes out, I think he went away for a long weekend with a Libra. That's all I'm going to say. Fair enough. By the way, that's called a callback, everybody. So here's the King of Wands showing up, saying hello, having a great time, and basically saying mentally, you're going to work through this. You're going to overcome whatever these challenges are. Here's the Ace of Wands. Listen, Aries, I still got your back, right? So even though in the Wheel of Fortune, and by the way, you are in the Wheel of Fortune here. Here is oh, you're not in here, but the Leo and the Taurus energy is sitting here. So then you pull in your nature, which is your fire sign. That's what I meant to say. You're here in this Ace of Wands. Guess what? You're going to get through this. You're going to figure this stuff out. And then the Two of Wands comes out. Hey, Aries, I told you I got your. So in other words, it's not about the battle. It's about the choices. And by the way, when the Two of Wands comes out, this is about you deciding what's best for you, right? So you're taking the higher ground. You're going here. Maybe this is working with your spiritual path. Maybe this is working with people that, or shunning the people that don't really work for you anymore. All right, let's do a little answer call here. I'm shaking my head. I'm losing Aries subscribers with this one. That's all I'm going to say. Into the mind. Here comes the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords drops here because I think that you're like, I mentally am beating myself up over and over again. Let's see how you pull out of it. Of course you do. The Two of Wands. So you're going to get through whatever these mental blocks are with your spiritual connection. I can't wait to wrap around back to here. We'll see where this goes. That's the indicator that I'm getting. Now, into the mind body, here's the Seven of Wands again. Are you guys seeing some repeated themes? I am. The repeated themes. By the way, I don't know who just logged on, but I want to thank you. I don't know who actually jumped on. I wouldn't call them out anyways. But I will say my phone lights up every single time somebody jumps on my website. So thank you. My phone's been blowing up. Thank you so much. So also here with the body, how are you going to work with it? Oh, something new. Page of Cups. Page of Cups comes out with, this talks about, so if I was to talk about this straight across, I'd talk about the Wheel of Fortune. You got something chronic. You got to work with it. You got to get through it, right? Ace of Wands comes out because you're like, you know what? I'm an Aries. I'm going to get through this shit. I'm going to do this. The Seven of Wands comes up like it's a battle. It's a fight. Maybe you're dealing with something chronic, like, you know, like chronic fatigue. Maybe you're dealing with rheumatoid arthritis. Maybe you're working with something that's inflammation or something that's immune system, right? Based. The Page of Cups means that you're going to get to the point where you got to take care of yourself. Aries, I got your back on this one. Let's talk about your spiritually, because this is all going to come together. Of course, the Death card comes out. You're changing this, right? You're like, I'm not going to get into the fight anymore, even if I've got the higher ground. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. Death card comes out, change is evident. And guess what? The Seven of Swords. Holy shit. Can't make this stuff up. Seven of Swords comes up because you're like, once again, the Seven of Swords is like, I'm going to take what's mine and I'm going to leave behind what's left. You are paring down your belief system here, Aries, in Libra season. And it's a good thing. You know, the sun is at your nadir. It's the furthest away from wherever it is. You are going to have your sun in opposition at some time during Libra season if you're an Aries. And guess what? This is a time for you to go like, what's really important? What is importante? I'm multilingual. Thank you very much. Oh, Aries. I think I gained an Aries subscriber now, just to let you know. I might have redeemed myself a little bit there at the end. I'm moving right along. Footloose and fancy free. Aquarian. It is now the age of Aquarius, even though we are in Libra season. Hope you guys like how I'm doing this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that other good stuff. Here we go, Aquarius. You're going to love me for this one. Because guess what? The Magician comes out right here. Your mind is all about I'm a manifester. You're a multi-manifester. You're an air sign and an air sign, right? You're an air sign going through the sun and an air sign, right? So for 3 times a year, your own sign, Gemini, and then, of course, in Libra, you're just like, I can do no wrong. So you get that feeling, right? Now your body, King of Cups. Don't hog all the good cards there, Aquarius. I see you working now. Here we go. Spiritually, though, Wounded Warrior comes out. That 9 of Wands actually talks about you saying, I've been on the spiritual journey for a while, and I just feel a little beat up. I want to slow it down a little bit, right? Well, let's go back to the mental. You're all about the celebration. So in your head, everything's great. Everything's going well mentally. Physically, things are good, but you're overcoming some of this burden. 10 of Wands comes out with the King of Cups here that talks about, like, you may have found a way to kind of go about this, but you're like, listen, I'm going to love myself through it, right? That's a key thing. By the way, we're here to help. The Queen of Cups comes through. Love is the answer. I don't know what the question is, but love is the answer. Look at the well-placed cups for you here, Aquarius, right? You got the Three of Cups you're celebrating. You got the King of Cups, the kind of like I don't want to be emotional, but I sure do like Broadway, right? That's the King of Cups. The Queen of Cups comes out to say, like, you might be hurt, but love's where it's at. Ooh. All right, here we go. Hear about a little Leo Marchetti. Oh, yeah. Four of Wands. You may be in a new relationship. And in your head, mentally, it's going great there, Aquarius. The Four of Wands comes out because it's another celebration card. A celebration on top of a celebration card. And then an Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Swords comes out. Now, the Ace of Swords is about you're seeing it for what it is. So as much as you're in celebration mode, you're also not bullshitting yourself. That's kind of tough to do there, Aquarius. And during this air season of Libra, good for you. Oh, yeah, here we go. The Eight of Swords comes out for you here in the body to answer this, because guess what? The King of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and then the 8 of Swords, guess what? That is without a doubt, you needing to pay attention to your intuition to get yourself there, right? I mean, come on. The 8 of Swords looks dangerous, right? But what it really is the full implementation of your journey. And then I'm going to give you the Queen of Cups. We're going to double that down. And by the way, did you see how this all kind of works together? Right? Woo. All right, spiritually, here we go. Oh, taking it on the chin with the Tower card. How's the Tower card comes up? But let me tell you something. I already love where this is going, because spiritually, you feel beat up. You go back to loving yourself. The Tower card comes out to go, oh, no, you didn't. And guess what comes out next? The Lover's card. More air signs for you. The Gemini card comes out, and it's really about your choices, right? You know? Yeah, we missed you, but you can rewind. It's all good. The Lover's card comes out here to put a nice bow on this reading for you, Aquarius, because you are in a good headspace. You're physically kind of getting there. And spiritually, you kind of look at things the right way. Aquarius, I'm not surprised by that reading. Not surprised by that at all. Not at all. But Cancers, here we go. By the way, if Pisces ends up being the last card again, I think I might lose a Pisces or two. All right, guys. Cancerians, mentally, this is about timing. You feel like you're in a holding pattern. You feel like you're kind of like, I don't really know. I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I can get there. But then the World card comes out with some fixed energy with you physically, which means that you've got to address some things. Maybe you're getting a little tired. Maybe those aches and pains are coming up. The World card, and by the way, whenever you talk about health and tarot, it is or it isn't, right? When it comes to health with tarot, right? With love, it's like, well, maybe, or there's perspective. In things of like mental, it's like it'll change from time to time, right? When it comes to health, a card like the World is about completion. Maybe you just overcame something. Maybe you're in remission. Maybe you're kicking ass and taking names. By the way, the spiritual side of things, the Hangman comes out, one of the more spiritual cards, believe it or not, because you're actually able to see things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective. And you're like, but he's hanging upside down, just like St. Peter, just like the leader of the church. This is where we're at. Do you see what we're doing? We're in Sunday school all together, all of a sudden, right? Yeah, there you go. They did. They sure did. Making sure my mic is on. Everybody's good. The Hangman comes out. Let's go back to the mental side of it. 4 and 4. Cancerians, you actually are okay with waiting the high standard, making sure mentally you're in a good place so you can celebrate and find that person for you. Knight of Cups comes over this World card. So guess what? This is a new day for you. This is a new day. And I don't know who I'm talking to with this, but Cancerians, when I see the World and the Knight come together, when I'm talking about in that health position there, and again, I'm not a doctor. We're not running off the cliff and going, but Brandon told me so. None of that crap, right? Here it is. Here it is. You've overcome something. It's the end of a cycle. I really do. Come on, Emily's tarot reading. You're full of shit. Thanks for tuning in. By the way, I'm going to visit your channel and do the same thing to you, only I'm going to bring all my friends. Oh my God, look at all my hits. No, there's spam requests. But in this part, and the reason why I'm taking a few minutes here is because the thing that I'm sensing with this is a Cancerian overcoming something. Because the Knight of Cups comes in and it's new love. Okay, by the way, one of the more confusing things for you Cancerians is how your faith operates, right? Right? Mind, body, spirit, how your spirit works. You're kind of playing the jackpot. You might be working with a new sense of new lease on things, right? I kind of like where that's going. I really like where that's going. By the way, he's good looking. The King of Coins comes out here. King of Pentacles sitting there in your head. You got a really high standard there, Cancerians. You're like, I've been through the physical stuff. I'm in a new place. I see it in a different perspective. And now I'm going to make sure it goes up high. And then I swear, I shuffled the crap out of these. The Knight of Wands then shows up. Boy, if he's not good looking, maybe he's a fire sign, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, rising sun, moon, wherever you get attracted from. Oh, yeah, here you go. Nine of Swords comes out. Anxiety. So this, I think, is actually telling the story because I'm going to pull this other card quick. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then the Knight of Swords comes out. Wow. That tells me it was an operation. That tells me you were anxious about something. Something got taken out. Something got squared away. Good job by you, Cancerians. I'm proud of you. I'm got happy health all the way around. Then the Three of Wands comes out over here in your mind, body, spirit. We're over here in spirit. Guess what? Maybe you got to go on a field trip. Maybe you got to go on a retreat. Because here with the Seven of Coins, this is about reaping what you sow. This is about you finding the experience that you want to get. How about that one? How about that rock star? Oh, Cancerians, I love this reading for you. And by the way, feel free to give me some validation here. Don't forget to go to my website, tbrandonruss.com. By the way, I never contact you and say I have a message for you. That is complete bullshit. Do not fall for that ever. On behalf of everybody that does this work, there are scammers out there all the time. They will not send you things that look like me and emails from me and blah, blah, blah. By the way, go ahead and, jump into this. Oh my God, you're actually targeting people. This is the crap that drives me crazy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sick a Scorpio on you. That's what I'm going to do. Scorpios, here you go. Whoo. So in your mind, you're going to go ahead and be a little bit of a defeatist because that's what you do, Scorpio. Don't you know? You know the story about the Scorpio and the frog when the Scorpio says, and the Scorpion says, "Hey, frog, I'd like a lift across the river." And he goes, "What are you, nuts? You're going to sting me." He goes, "If I sting you, we both die." Sure enough, they get halfway over. The Scorpio goes, "Dink, we're both dead." The Scorpio drowns, and the frog, by the way, he is a water sign. He would have survived. But anyways, they're over in heaven. And then the frog said, Hey, you said you weren't going to do it. And we're both dead. And he looked at him and he's like, "I'm a Scorpio. It's what I do." Maybe some of these things are starting to come back to you. So you're maybe kind of going through some of the mental heartache to it. You think you want to run here physically. You're thinking about changes, Scorpio. You're coming up on another solar return. You're thinking to yourself, maybe I got to look out and get out there. Spiritual card on a spiritual placement. Guess what, Scorpio? Use it going within. The High Virgo card, the Hermit, the light from within. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, get along now. You are doing the spiritual work right now. So maybe this is about mentally, I might not have done it the right way. Physically, with the body, I got to do some changes just so that then I get there. And listen, this has been an active imagination for you. Mentally, you're ripping it apart. Mentally, you're kind of like diving in, saying, "Hey, how you doing?" And then the Four of Coins comes out for your body. The Three of Wands and the Four of Pentacles together tells me that you're thinking about stuff, but you might be hesitant. Might be hanging back a little bit, right? It's kind of like I don't want to share card, but I want to do something. So let's let you be daydreaming for a little bit. And let's focus in on the strength. Oh, you're welcome. Scorpio, you're welcome. All the Scorpios I've known over the years. The 10 of Pentacles comes out to this. Pentacles mean much more than money. It means the energy surrounded anything of an exchange, right? Time, energy, money. Just even grabbing a cup of coffee with somebody can be construed as a pentacle action, right? All right, let's see the answer call here. Ooh, oh. Are you shitting me? What you talking about, Willis? We got an 8 of Wands here, and we got an 8 of Wands here. You are all up in that head there, Scorpio. Woo! Sleep much this year? Hang on. Hope you get some respite here. And you don't. And you don't. Of course not. You get the 10 of Wands. This is 100% coming back to you and helping you realize, right? Helping you realize. You might have caused some pain there, Scorpio. That's a mental anguish here, right? They are directly involved. Laura Snyder, one of my top 10 people of all times. How you been? Love your healing energy. Yes, Susan, you don't see that too much, right? The Scorpio sun is about research. He is about getting there. Let's talk about the body here. And the Hermit comes out again. You are going within. You're like, okay, maybe I'm going to do this the right way. Maybe there's some pain here, but I'm going to bring you out here. The 7 of Wands means that you could take, or the 7 of Cups tells you you can take a lot of action here. You're going to have a lot of options. So you're going to go within and figure out your mental stability. That the stuff in your head this is rough, Scorpio. I'm sorry, it's rough. The thing we're going to hang our hat on here is the fact that you've got some positive stuff physically, right? So your mind is gone. Your body has got some redeeming qualities, right? Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I love this card. Whoa, I gotta, listen, this is the first time I've done this. But how about an Ace of Wands? Whew, a lot of fire with that. And then how about the Page of Swords? All right. This is you taking things in a different direction for you spiritually. This is you getting into your spirit in a different way. You're going to do the research. You're going to do it practically. You're going to come out blazing, even if you got to swing the swords everywhere. Woo. I'm sorry, but that was a little redeeming there, Scorpio. Scorpio, this is a tough read. This all up in your head. Ay. Right now, I'm going over in my head. And by the way, we've got Venus moving into Scorpio, and it's going to move quick. It's going to move quick. We got 4 months of it. We're going to rip a ton of Band-Aids off with this one. Ooh, I can't wait for that one. Cannot wait for that one. Maddie, save me a seat. I'm almost there. All right, Capricorns, Cappy Cap, Sun, Moon, Rising. Look at this. Now, listen, Capricorns are supposed to be going through a really tough time, especially with this eclipse coming up. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But the Capricorns are also about trying to figure out where their family dynamics is and where it is that they're going. Oh, yeah, Susan, you got to kick butt and take names. You got it. By the way, you do it from a spiritual sense if you're Scorpio. Look at this, 6 of Pentacles. You're finding some balance here. Maybe it's shedding a few pounds. Maybe it's eating a few grains. For me, it's about getting the wings and the carrots and the celery, right? Nothing wrong with that. Spiritually, you want to share your gifts. The 9 of Cups comes out because you're like, look at all I got. I want to share. This is actually a sharing card. It looks like he's kind of like pompous and whatever. But really what he's doing is he's saying, listen, take a seat at my table. That's what he's really kind of saying here with us. Now let's wrap around into the mental side of it. You're thinking about how things work for you on a practical basis with another person. Even if there's rocky waters, you're still thinking, we can make this work. We're in this together, right? Mentally, you're like, you realize what you've got, but you also are being realistic about the challenges. Pentacles seem to be your thing here. Because here comes a 7 of Pentacles. Again, reaping what you sow. So you're seeing the fruitful benefits of taking care of yourself here, Capricorn. Good job by you. You're doing great. You're doing great. And by the way, my favorite line is when somebody says, well, I came in dead last. But I immediately remind them, you came in the race faster than somebody sitting on their couch. Now, the Five of Swords, remember when we were talking about the Five of Swords here, this is you also picking a lane spiritually, kind of saying, like, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know every attribute. I don't need to know every discipline. I'm going to stick with my 2 or 3 ones, and I'm going to love it. Woo. All right, into the head here. 2 of Cups. 2 soulmate cards. You're looking to be ready. Maybe you're with the right one already. Maybe you're just mentally like, you know what? I can dream up a pretty good looking dude. I can dream up a pretty good looking person. This is you knowing what you want and how you want it. But Capricorn, can you talk about it? Well, the Hierophant comes up, and you're all about setting the standard to make sure that it's right. Love this read for you. Mentally, you're in a great place. You're ready. If you've been holding back, you're ready for the next step. Body, the Magician. I really hope the Magician is taking care of you. You pulled all your tools. Your health is in your hands, your abundance, your way to work. I really do like this. And then, of course, the 9 of Coins. Wow. Coins. You've been putting a ton of effort onto your physical self. You just have. It's in the cards, right? Spiritually, you're like, all right, let's get out there. Let's get gregarious. Queen of Wands. Ooh, large and in charge. Maybe this is you taking a leadership role. Maybe this is you saying, okay, I'll go do that, because the Page of Coins. Can we get any more coins here? We're out of coins, everybody. We're out of change. This tells me that this is a practical way of looking at your spirituality. So as much as you want to give it away, and as much as you're picking a lane, and as much as you love what you're doing, you're also gonna be practical about how you do it. I love it. Always answering back to your earthly sign there, Capricorn. That's kind of cool. By the way, you can't make this stuff up. I don't think I'm going to run out of cards. I shouldn't. All right, who do you think's coming up next, everybody? Got 4 more to do. I'm going to go with this one right here. You know why? Because I don't want to be last. Pisces, the whole reason why I did this is so we weren't last and Aries wasn't first. Am I a little bitter about Astrology Bitterness by Brandon Russ? All right, guys, mentally, Pisces. Looks like a Leo rising, everybody. Thank you. Good night. Mwah. I pull out magic everywhere I go. Traditionally, that's just what we do. Yeah, mermaid. Ange, how are you? I think it said Ange. So listen, mentally, you're like, I got the strength. I got the power. All right, physically, new things coming in. By the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but your host has lost a few pounds. I don't know if you see that or not. You see it right underneath here. I went through a car wash, got a shave. Everything looks great, right? Kind of how it rolls. So the Ace of Swords comes out. You're really thinking about new things. And then spiritually, we're in Libra season. Why not be in your spiritual season? By the way, we're moving off of the Virgo, which was the nadir. So now you're kind of like, you're pulling out all your lessons and you're like, okay, how do I apply them? Justice card comes out. By the way, the Emperor mentally, and by the way, I'll chime in here for just a half a second. Mentally, I'm doing it the right way. I'm thinking about things the right way. I'm opening up. I'm making sure everybody's included. I might not be able to help everybody, but I'm going to help as many people as I can. The Emperor comes out to do it the right way. Let's be fair, right? Now, body, we are a good-looking couple, aren't we? We are a good-looking group of people, are we not, Pisces? The 9 of Pentacles comes out, practically perfect in every way. It is the Mary Poppins card. I'm not going to tell you it's a guy, but whatever. Here we are. We don't mix. We don't blend. We accept everybody. That comes out because I think physically, not only are you doing it the right way, but it's paying dividends. And then Knight of Pentacles. This is about a spiritual practicality, and you're in sync with your spirit. I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand and say, yeah, absolutely. Right? I'm going to talk about the eclipse next week. Tune into class 2. This is a great wheel to start out with, Pisces. Let's see what the answer call is. The world. This is a maturity. This is growing up. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. It doesn't matter. It's not about you guys anymore. Here I am. This is about a maturity. This is about the end of a cycle. Mentally, you're no longer struggling there, Pisces. And then guess what? The Six of Swords, the journey in your head has been worth it, Pisces. Creative energy is coming out of this, dripping in this. Oh, yeah. Four of Cups. So a little bit of FOMO card. You feel like you're missing out if you physically aren't there. I certainly have felt that way. And then we've got the 10 of Cups. Let's get some abundance going here. I am not going to speak to this in the body part of it, from the 4 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. I'm just going to let them speak. Pisces cards, right? The 10 of Cups is a Pisces card. 4 of Cups is a Cancerian card. Those two are sitting in the body. And guess what? Those two in a combo platter for your body is, you might be missing out, but you're going to be able to get there again. You hit 50, it's hit or miss. Just saying. Spiritually, here we are. King of Swords comes out. You're cerebral about it here, Pisces. You're cerebral about how this is going. By the way, air to air energy, practicality in the earth energy. Can't wait to see this. 3 of Swords. Here we go. You might have been disappointed in the past with how your spiritual adventure was. This is a subtle reminder for you that there is some pain. In order to fully embrace your spiritual journey, you got to be okay with the pain. I coach a lot of people in their mediumship, and one of the biggest challenges that I see is when people can't deliver the message when it hits them at home. You know, maybe they have a loss, and then they have to talk about a loss in a reading. Maybe they've had a bad relationship, and that bad relationship style comes up in a reading. That's what that's talking about. That's talking about the spiritual letdown that you might have, and you got to take the good, you take the bad, you take them all, and there you have astrology. Taurus, here we go. I promised them I'd get there by kickoff. That ain't going to happen. Save me a seat, Maddie. 10 of Cups comes out. By the way, I was supposed to be on at 5:30, and everything went haywire. It's all good. 10 of Cups comes out. Right there in the head there, Taurus. You're gorgeous. You know it. We don't have to tell you twice. Physically, you've had some tough things. Maybe you're facing a surgery. Maybe you're facing some corrective action. I'm not going to lie here. That King of Swords in the health thing is, you got to pay attention to this. You can't. This is a non-feeling, don't feel good, kind of need to feel good type of thing. Spiritually, though, you got it together. You're large and in charge. Boom, the Emperor shows up. Let's talk about this. In your head, it's a new day. It's a new adventure. You're looking at things a little bit differently here, Taurus. I'm going to give you the hard tap for that one. Love you to death. And then, oh yeah, here we go. You don't got one thing wrong. You got a bunch of things wrong. And guess what? You feel like you're being left out in the cold, but I have some hope for you. Because I think in these other two cards, I think physically we're going to show this. A lot of physical stuff. A lot of physical, just an observation. Just an observation. Then the Empress, this is about temperance. This is about understanding. By the way, here's a Sagittarius card. Here's a Venus card. We're talking to one another here on the spiritual journey to be like, we've got to deal with our masculine and feminine. We've got it. You may be rooted in feminine, but you've got to pay attention to the masculine here in order to stay balanced. This is also a reminder to not get high-handed, like lecturing people about how they do things and that sort of thing. Taurus, I know I'm talking to you, and I know you're shaking your head and you're doing this in the privacy of your own home, but I am calling out your shit right here, just to let you know. Just to let you know. All right, let's see what the answer call is. Into the head gap here. Oh, Chariot. Okay, all right. Mentally, you're just like, it's too much. You got the Chariot. You're fast moving. You're kind of taking off, but you're also being able to see the both sides. Speaks to this Temperance card, actually. And then you've got the three. Oh, you got the Empress again. The Venus card, your natal planet, right? Your beneficial planet of Venus shows up a couple of times here, and it's just basically like, I love myself, I love my creator, we's all hanging. Let's get to the medical part of it. I want to make sure you guys are okay. Here comes the Temperance card. Can't make this stuff up, guys. They're talking to each other. So, Taurus, how you treat your body is how you treat your spirit, is how you treat your mind, is how you treat your body, is how you treat your spirit. Do I have to continue? There's your reading. Same shit, different day. Go do it. Pay attention to it. Oh, yeah, the Four of Coins. You feel like you're holding back a little bit. You feel like it's hindering you a little bit. Pay attention to it. Take the emotion out of it. Do the right things. Take care of yourself in the right way. Let's pull you out of this. Spiritually, is there anybody stronger than a Taurus when they're challenged? Except for maybe a Leo. Can you imagine a Leo and a Taurus in a bar fight? By the way, in a bar fight, it's a Leo and a Taurus against everybody else. And you Aries are going to be like, oh, no way. And then you Gemini are just like, I like to play both sides of it. Stop. Aries, you burn out quick. Gemini, you don't know which team you're on. Sagittarius, whatever. Scorpio, you're good for the long haul, not for the short haul, not for a bar fight, right? This is a strength in a Zelda game. You've got certain things, right? It is weird. How weird eyes? Eyes? Just weird. Got it. Taurus rising. There you go. Oh, mermaid. Go get that check, please. Please. Yeah, the majors are coming out there. Hey, Emily, how are you? Heart tap. The bees are alive. You might want to check them out. All right, back on this last card here. The Justice card. Wow. So balance. Taurus, listen, this journey, if you do this the right way, you're going to knock it out of the park. You're just going to knock it out of the park. Can you please do this the right way? Come on, rock star. All right, so Taurus, your lesson for this month during Libra season is about taking care of business the way you're supposed to take care of business. Don't get over your skis. By the way, speaking of Gemini, how am I doing? Huh? Process of elimination. Calm down. We all know what's next. The other bar fighter. All right, guys, here's for the top of the chart. Mentally, we're at the Page of Swords. New ideas, new mindset coming in. A lot of air energy here. Body, you're talking about the Eight of Swords. This is about your decision-making processes. This is about you trusting what your body is telling you. Could I give you some more swords here, Gemini? Spiritually, you have anxiety. You're starting to second guess what you believe in, right? Let's go back to the top. How do you solve these things? With the Page of Swords, you help out with the Page of Cups. Sometimes love is the answer, right? The Page of Cups comes out because what you do is, yeah, you want to kind of change something, but you want to get back to some basics where it's like, can't I just have a fantasy land type of thing? By the way, perfect duality for you, Geminis. Now, over here with the Eight of Swords comes the Knight of Swords. Whatever this is, you have got to change it. You have got to change it, right? So you're going to take charge of this, whatever this is. How else are you going to get through this spiritually than to not only take the high road, but take command? By the way, the Queen of Wands is actually one of the highest ranking cards in the entire deck. And oh, by the way, the Nine of Swords is one of the lowest energetic points, right? By the way, I am going to be coming out with videos talking about these specific things. I love my research team. We're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. All right, let's talk about the recall here. Here mentally, sometimes fantasy gets in the way, doesn't it, right? Being bound by earthly measures and maybe thinking about things that you're like obsessed about or whatever the case may be. But let's talk about the answer call here because the Queen, wow, this is just duality and then duality. Because the Queen of Coins comes out to basically say, as much as you might be bound to this, you got to be practical about it, right? You might have a red room, but you can't live in there. Am I right, Gemini? Or am I right? Now, let's talk about the body part of it. Oh, yeah, here you go. You're feeling a little beat up. The Nine of Swords, the Knight of Wands comes out. This is a wounded warrior. This is talking about how you're like intuitively, this is what you're trying to solve. And guess what, everybody? The Eight of Cups. You may have a bunch of options. So back to the first card, you got to pay attention to the options that you have. You got to pay attention to your intuition, right? The intuition. One of my favorite meetings of all time are over here on Facebook. Hey, Diane, how are you? Now, over here onto the spirit side of it, anxiety, large and take charge. And guess what? The Emperor comes out. You pull out that Aries energy, as you should, Gemini. You guys are friends, right? The Emperor comes out because you just got to do it the right way. And then, and only then, Five of Coins comes out. When the Five of Pentacles comes out, spiritually, It means that you're being forced to change. It's a 5 card. It's literally telling you whatever this anxiety is, you can't just, you can't just sleep with your creator and make it okay, right? You have to go back to the right ways, and then you have to change. This is a change element for you. Maybe that's what's going on for Libra. And by the way, think about the challenge here of the air signs. Aries is about balance. Gemini is not. Oh, Janice, hard taps out there for that. You're going to be great. Hard taps to you, Janice. You're going to be all right. Okay. So Gemini, a little bit of a challenge, but here in Libra season, pull some of that trine energy together. Pull on that balances coming out of here. And oh, by the way, in late October, right? When Venus moves into Scorpio. By the way, Venus moves into Scorpio, and it is a signifier that you are going to be doing the work. You're rolling up your sleeves. You're just not cleaning the house. You're cleaning the closet. You're taking care of the room you never opened the door on. You're going to tackle the basement. You're cleaning stuff up. By the way, check your chart. Set up a reading with me, tbrandrs.com. Leo, last but never least, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, thank you very much. Representing. Dreams are abundant right now. You're paying attention to this. You're going with the flow. You're having a great time. Physically, you're like, hey, I am divine. I may or may not have uttered that one or too many times, just to let you know. A little awkward when I said it. But I am divine. It was a parent-teacher conference. It was fucking hysterical, actually. All right, so here we go. Then into the faith side of it. Mind, body, spirit. Your spirit is reminding you, pick a lane. Pick a lane. Right? You don't have to be the master of all trades here. Your faith doesn't mean that you have to understand everything. By the way, mentally, you're getting ready for something new here, Leo. Now, these 3 of Pentacles, I just heard somebody say this. And by the way, these are some of the interesting conversations that come out of this. Is she holding a baby or a loaf of bread or directions or a contract? Let the debate begin. Because this is stuff we talk about in our tarot class. Somebody actually told me they did a reading and they saw a baby, and guess what? She was pregnant and hadn't told anybody. Boom! What a reading, right? Another person's like, hey, I'm getting into a new thing. Another person was having a little hanky-panky. Nobody knew about it. There you go. There's 3 of them there. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Somebody's got to hold the camera. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the body. Here, Leo. Page of Wands comes out. Page of Wands comes out because guess what? You're divine, and you're like, this is a new attitude for you, Leo. You're seeing it for what it is. Spiritually, you're like, hey, I'm going to pick a lane. And by the way, this is fruitful. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's what you're doing. Maybe it's also not wasting your time with any of the arguments anymore. All right, guys, here we go. 5 of Cups. Oh, yeah, you've been hurt before, Leo. Right? Leo Rising. Hi, how you doing? Every time you dream and you start to plan, you feel like, this hasn't really, it didn't work for me. There's some form of loss in there. Well, how do you deal with it? Here comes the sun, George Harrison. I love my work. I really do love my work. The sun comes out here and just basically says, every little thing is going to be all right now. Love it. Over here to the body, 4 of coins. You're 1 foot on the brake, 1 on the gas, right, Sammy Hagar? Right? You're trying to figure it out because the Queen of Swords comes out. And physically, this new attitude is going to be much more about how you practically go about things. But you're in charge. 100% in charge. All right, let's finish strong. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. We come out with the High Priestess because you do take the high road. And with the 2 cards that I pulled out, then the moon. Did we not start with the moon and end with the moon? Come on. Come on. I'm emotional. Actually, I got a hair in my throat. But we start with the moon and we end with the moon. I can't think of a better way to wrap this up. Because spiritually, what you're doing is you're picking a lane. It's going to prove dividends. You're tapping into your higher self and your higher consciousness. And by the way, back to your dreams. Leo, Come on. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Jill, heart taps. Haven't seen you in a while. Jen, I got you. Good work. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. I got to wrap this up because I'm going to see a buddy of mine who I haven't, I've noticed since I was 5. And I'm like, sure, I'll just do this quick thing. I'll just do this thing. Let's do this thing. By the way, the first thing I'm going to ask him is, so how'd you like your reading? And he's going to be like, what are you talking about? I go, the kickoff isn't until 8:20. You could have watched my video, dude. Hey, Judith, how are you? I'm just kidding. Maddie, I'm totally kidding. Guys, I have some exciting stuff coming down. You want to, and I'm going to post this one more time. Go to my website. Even if you're on my email list already, I'm actually doing away with my old email list for a bunch of reasons. Go to my website, tbrandonross.com. Go down to the form at the bottom. If you already get my emails, you kind of know a little bit of my content, but I've got some super announcements that I'm only going to announce to people that are on the website. I'm going to ask other people to migrate over. So this is your chance. Oh, by the way, I have a Libra season contest. You can win an astrology reading if you sign up this month, this Libra season. Oh, and by the way, you don't need it for yourself. If you want to give it to somebody and gift it, okay, cool. What kind of cool Christmas present is that? Like, hey, Mom, you know what I got you? What? I got you an astrology chart. So I can understand what kind of therapy I should be in. I'm sorry, I'm sharing again. But you understand how cool that could be. So go ahead, put it in there. I'm going to invite you to a class for free. I'm going to let you see what it is that it is. And if it resonates with you, sign up. If it doesn't, oh, and by the way, it's only $44 a month. You get 4 classes. It's $11 a class. By the way, find that anywhere else. Find that anywhere else. And I'll even say, all right, well, I'll give it to you for free for a month. Whatever. It's all good. Because when I went up to Mount Shasta, I really had the realization that I'm supposed to do this because I'm supposed to get good at it. I don't know how good I am at this. I think I'm good. I mean, I've taught over 1,500 people how to develop their intuition. I've spoken to over 5,000 people at classrooms and schools about mindfulness in the classroom. I've lectured at major centers and Ivy League schools and all this other horse crap. So I know I'm doing something right. And now I realize that I'm supposed to do something that's supposed to be accessible to everybody. So I went through my own little Baltimore catechism, said what's going to speak to everybody and the most amount of people. And this is it. It's not about being famous. It's about doing it right. So I want to give you guys a hard tap. I want to pull you out here, Janice. Janice, thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to kind of shut it off a little bit from the other stuff that you got going on. Going to give you the hard tap. Listen, I pray you're going to be okay, right? I can tap into the energy, but here we are, right? You're going to be okay. I'm going to give you guys a hard taps to remind you that we love and care for each other. Oh, also on my website, I've got all of my events. I also have a t-shirt that says keep going on it. I also have a tour shirt if you want to kind of be a honk about it. By the way, it's only going to be open until Thanksgiving weekend, and then I'm going to pull it, and then they're gone forever. Autumn, who is our, technical creative here, is already disappointed it's going to go away, but I told her it's the nature of the beast. She's working on another one. I'm actually working on a video that's going to have a shirt attached to it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All I'm going to say is talk to me, Goose. Oh, Jesus H. Hey, Terror Destroyer, I'm going to go over there and say hi to you next. I hate this stuff. I just hate it. I don't go over there and, swim in your pool and forget to go to the bathroom. See how I clean that up? All right, guys, hard taps. Everybody be great. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.